Nvidia's new GPUs are bricking. The 5070 Ti gets embargo info, Nvidia is doing something wild with their 5060 GPUs, and we finally have a date for the 9070 XT release. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, Nvidia's brand new GPUs are bricking. As you can see right down here, it says, widespread reports from users on Chinese forums and Reddit suggest that initial instabilities observed with Nvidia's 50 GPUs could extend beyond simple PCI Express 5.0 compatibility problems. The diverse nature of the reports makes it hard to identify a single root cause, with users experiencing initialization failures, GPU bricking, drivers, PCI Express 5.0 instability, and the list goes on. Now, initially, we had thought that these were specifically for the higher-end 5090 and 5090D GPUs, of course, the 5090D being the Chinese exclusive card. And, I mean, as you can see, tons and tons of people having problems with it, but when we look down here, you can see and it's apparently also affecting the RTX 5080 as well. And as they state, it does seem to be multiple issues. You can see right here, some suggest that changing the PCI Express option from 5.0 to 4.0 can fix the issue. Then we got a bunch of people stating that this happened when they installed a new driver. And I will say this for anyone who's having problems after installing a new driver, my suggestion is to take out the HDMI from your GPU and put it in the motherboard's HDMI port as long as you have an integrated GPU within your CPU. That allows it to run off the CPU, and I've personally fixed issues that I've had with drivers and things like that by doing that. Just go in, then you can uninstall the driver or install an older driver, whichever, but it should at least allow you to get back within your computer. Either way, this is obviously a really big issue. Hopefully Nvidia addresses this and makes corrections if we're talking driver or PCI Express 5.0 issues, but hopefully they're able to fix it and fix it soon. Oh, and if you love being the first to learn all the latest PC hardware news, make sure you subscribe to Gamer Meld and click that bell icon. And next up for today, we now have all the information for Nvidia's upcoming RTX 5070 Ti. Starting things off, coming from Video Cards, who of course has gotten tons of leaks accurate in the past, but according to them, the GPU is set to launch on February 20th, but we now have even more information. As you can see, first, regional hub stocking starts January 17th for the 5070 Ti. Then we have the 5070 Ti shipped to channel February 5th. Then the big one, we have the 5070 Ti MSRP reviews dropping a day before launch, February 19th. Then we have non-MSRP reviews dropping the day of launch, which of course I always hate when they do that. They do it pretty much every time, but I hate that just because you don't even have a second to think, especially as fast as these 5,000 cards have been selling out. So you're not able to watch those non-MSRP reviews before you pretty much have to make a decision. And speaking of that release, we're looking at on shelf February 20th. Now, you'll notice that all of that is with the 5070 Ti, yet the 5070, they are still showing that it's going to be releasing in February, but they don't actually have any updates on embargoes or anything like that. So maybe Nvidia is trying to hold out to see what AMD does with their 9070 and 9070 XT GPUs. I'm really not sure. I haven't been told this, but at least what it's sounding like, they may be delaying their GPUs for those 9070 cards, though of course we are going to get to the 9070 GPUs in just a second. But still, the 5070 Ti should be coming and coming soon. And while speaking of GPUs coming soon, as you can see right here, the RTX 5060 Ti and 5060 are apparently set for launch in March. But believe it or not, that isn't even the big news here. Thanks to a news slide from this Chinese media outlets, as you can see here, apparently both Nvidia's 5060 and 5060 Ti are apparently both set to come with, instead of the 16-pin connector that's been on a ton of Nvidia's GPUs, they're apparently coming with the traditional 8-pin connector. Now, we've obviously seen some of this with third-party cards, but given the fact that they flat out X'd out the 16-pin connector, it's sounding like this is going to be the case for pretty much all of their cards. Not only that, but they also give us an idea of price. As you can see right here, it says the 5060 Ti is expected to cost between 3,299 or 3,599 RMB. And compare that to when the regular 4060 Ti first debuted, it was priced at 3,199 RMB, which of course means that we are in fact looking at a price increase, potentially a pretty big one. Then when we move over to the RTX 5060, they're claiming that it's between $25.99 and $33.99. The original 4060 launched at $23.99. So once again, we are looking at a price increase. Now, when we move to the $25.99 of the RTX 5060, that's around, when you convert it to USD, that's around $350 to $360. I think it's right at like $357 when I looked at it, but obviously, there's way more to it than just a simple conversion. I personally just like to look at what the original price was in this country and then what the new price would be. And as you can see, if this is right, we are looking at a price increase. And lastly for today, we have multiple stories for AMD's next-gen RX 9000 GPUs, including the actual release date that was leaked. But first up, we have this one right here, which originally comes from the site BenchLife, where you can see it says, if nothing else, AMD will hold a launch event for the RX 9000 series with RDNA 4 GPU architecture at the end of February. Basically, we should finally have the full details for their next-gen GPUs at the end of this month. But it actually gets even better. As you can see right here, AMD's own CEO, Lisa Su, during their Q4 earnings call, actually stated this. It says, quote, "First, Radeon 9070 series GPUs will go on sale in early March." Now, there was actually a leak not too long ago that had claimed that it was going to be releasing in late March. And the reason why I didn't cover that is specifically because I was speaking to a very good contact of mine who said that is not correct, that it is in fact in early March. So I did not discuss that leak, and we now have confirmation of that. Not only from AMD's own CEO, Lisa Su, but also a tweet from Frank Azor, who you can see, of course, is the consumer and gaming marketing head at AMD. And as he states, we're looking at RDNA 4 early March. Great news there, of course, but like I said, we actually have an exact date where, according to Unicus Hardware, you can see it says, today we received the latest news that it will be available on March 6th. So mark your calendars here. This is, of course, a very reliable source in the past. This is definitely someone who has information within the industry. But of course, this is still just leak. We don't have absolute confirmation from AMD, so take it with a bit of a grain of salt. But given the fact that they are at least confirming early March, and then we have this from Unicus Hardware, I would definitely mark my calendars for this. These GPUs are coming and coming soon. So while that does it for today, are you pumped for AMD's RX 9000 cards, or are you more excited for Nvidia's lower end GPUs? Which one are you planning to pick up? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And as always, have a great day.